course, the winner of this series moves on to face Starduck in that best of 5.
There we go. We do have the Protoss Kerrigan survival enjoyer himself, waiting for the winner.
Yep. Yep. Ay. But I'm sure he's
It's okay. Cry later.
What has become of my son?
It's not your son anymore.
Not anymore. He's been taken from me, puppy. He's been taken.
Here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner, playing for license to kill LTK. This is Sepheron.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data under the sea, going for the 12 pool because every map is a 12 pool map. We have the New Zealand Zerg player. He is teal, representing Root Gaming. It is MightyKiwi.
So predictable, Dav. Abe.
I mean, yes and no, because fun fact, when they did play on Data Sea last time, MightyKiwi actually didn't open 12 pool. I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, what's happening? So he's mixing things up over the course of multiple series, but this is also kind of what he's known for, to be fair.
Yeah, this is the Dav stream moment where he goes for the 12 pool and he loses and he goes, should never go for the 12 pool. It's so bad. And then goes for the 12 pool and wins and doesn't go for the 12 pool and loses and is like, I should have 12 pooled. I knew I should have 12 pooled.
True.
Oh my goodness, and Sepheron's blind countering it.
Yeah, do if you do if you don't, doomed if you do, doomed if you don't, sorry. As Sepheron opens up with a 2-gate opener here. Oh my god, and fully walls off, will shut this down. Doesn't even go for a probe scout.
Kronos is seller. This is disgusting.
Yeah.
He's literally just doing his 12 pool defense with a no scout, and yeah, he's read Dav like a book.
Yeah, Sepheron, he also knows about the reputation that MightyKiwi has, so this 12 pool shouldn't really deal much damage at all. Sepheron is more than prepared for this.
Yeah, we see that second Zealot coming out straight away, so yeah, MightyKiwi's going to arrive here. He's going to see the bad news. He's going to be a bit tilted, I'm sure. So we do see a little bit of damage going down. We see these Lings being split off, kind of like what Peppy was doing as well. Going to be looking to surround this Zealot if he can. And very nice micro just dancing back and forth. Oh, and he does get the surround on the Zealot. Yeah, he's going to be able to squeeze some of those Lings in, and Sepheron does just get that Zealot back in there. Very nice micro there. Switches the front, the high health Zealot to the front as well.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like we get a bit of a surround there, and that Zealot is going to be going down. Can we take down the second Zealot before the Adept comes out? And it looks like the answer is yes.
Yeah, beautiful micro coming out from MightyKiwi. Is going to be able to get a little bit more damage on this gateway before the Adept comes out, but not too much else as he just runs through the main now, keeping those Adepts at home.
Yeah, and what's important is that, again, killing those two Zealots does mean that the counterattack potential for Sepheron is much weaker than it usually is. Just like Peppy, MightyKiwi is also going into a faster gas geyser to try and catch up, but he is going to be in a bit of danger here as 3 Adepts are going to be going, or at least 2 Adepts are going to be going across the map.
Yeah, that's right, and MightyKiwi actually not getting the scout on the Stargate here, and there's going to be another 2 Adepts coming across the map as well, so this should be a pretty, unless he didn't cancel them, just one canceled? Let me see, units tab, 3 Adepts.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like he cancelled one of those, but he will be heading across the map with these 2 Adepts, and MightyKiwi does make a few Lings to defend, so he should be okay here.
Yeah, he's got plenty of Lings to defend now. He can drone up to try and catch up economically. Again, like this opener for MightyKiwi didn't really work out for him. It didn't pay for itself, didn't really make it worth it because of how Sepheron responded. We see the Adepts coming into the natural base, and they're going to be able to get two of these drones.
Yeah, 2 drones going down, forces out a couple of those Spore Tricks. Beautiful micro there, trapping the Adept against the Spore, and it looks like this Adept is going to go down as well.
Oh yeah, just barely Adept does get cleaned up. So without Ling's speed, honestly really impressive that MightyKiwi was able to handle them as well as he did, as he should be heading towards his 3rd base soon. Meanwhile, Sepheron with his Stargate is not going Oracle, he's going Void Ray.
Yeah, that's right. This is something that is quite stylistic to Sepheron. Really likes his Void Raid charge all-ins. Does kind of look like that's what we're getting here, but his Overlord is going to dip in, is going to get this scout as Sepheron aims to clear them both up.
Yeah, both Overlords will eventually go down, but at least MightyKiwi does confirm the tech. He sees the Forge, he sees the Twilight Council, he sees the lack of gases at the natural, or how late the natural was, period, because of the openers. And there is that charge, as you were saying.
Yeah, as well, seeing that the Stargate is not producing, I think MightyKiwi should be very confident that this is going to be a charge attack. But at the same time, we see that DT Shrine going straight away as those Overlords are cleaned up. So this is going to be a little bit of a sneaky variation, and it's going to be important for MightyKiwi that he is prepared for this.
Yeah, I think this is really smart from Sepheron, as MightyKiwi doesn't turn around with this Overlord in the middle of the map, so another one is going to fall. But because MightyKiwi got a full scout off, I'm sure he's feeling pretty confident that he knows exactly what Sepheron is up to, that he's going to go for 2-base charge. And it's possible that he's going to skip detection and he won't have anything to deal with those DTs.
Yeah, we just see that Lair is on the way at a decent time though, so should be able to get access to Overseers at a decent time. We see the Depths dipping in are going to get the Scout on the 3rd base timing, and the Void Ray just scanning around for any damage.
Yeah, exactly. The Void Ray just trying to find another stray Overlord wherever he can. Again, still no spores. We will have a Lair, which we can get into an Overseer, so that will help detection-wise for MightyKiwi. But outside of that, like, even the Overseer is going to be a little bit vulnerable to this Void Ray, as the Void Ray is dipping into the main.
Yeah, and here we go. As that charge finishes up, we see 5 more gateways going down, so Sepheron is going to be looking to go for a massive charge DT bust.
Yeah, exactly. The 2-base all-in is real and still unscouted. MightyKiwi, he hasn't even sent his Lings across the map to see if there's a 3rd base. I mean, he knows who he's up against. Likelihood of there being a 3rd is pretty low, but the DTs are slowly coming across the map. Thankfully, MightyKiwi, he starts up a couple of spores.
Yeah, we see 3 spores going down at a perfect timing. These Depths are going to eventually be cleaned up. They should trade pretty well with the Lings, but at the same time, we do have +1 on the way for MightyKiwi, so it looks like he has all the tools to defend this. It's just going to come down to how well he can handle the DTs.
Exactly, the first DT comes in. We see a full surround here. 2 drones go down, but that is it for 1 DT. Very well handled by MightyKiwi.
Yeah, lovely micro there, just heading those drones back in, and we are seeing going into Hydras as well. So yeah, with that detection being used, we're going to have Archons being morphed, and it's just going to be a Zealot Archon all in here, and the Hydras are really going to be helpful if they can get out in time to deal with the Archons.
Yeah, Lingbane Hydra can definitely work against this, especially because Sepheron, he's going for a 2-base variant, so because MightyKiwi was able to sustain his, or keep his drone count relatively healthy, he should be okay to tech on up, but we'll see, because the Hydras aren't out yet. Ooh. And the Archons are already here.
Yeah, I'm really worried for MightyKiwi here. He did drone quite a lot, so I'm not sure if he knew this was coming. Looks like he's going to have to give up that 3rd, but he does have Hydras on the way.
Does have Hydras on the way. We do have a 4th base on the way as well, so these workers are going to be long distance mining for quite some time here. He just has to buy a little bit more time. Every single queen is coming down into the fray.
Oh, we see a big supply block, and these queens have been caught out of position.
Oh my god. 3 Overlords are on the way. 3 queens are going to go down as well. The Hydras, they come out, but there's not enough buffer, and GG gets called.
GG, and Sepheron once again with the 2-base timing, catching these Zerg players being a little bit greedy there, and MightyKiwi definitely over droning a little bit. Didn't quite get the read on what was happening.
Hey puppy, this is why I don't make drones. You never know what's gonna come your way, puppy. And yeah, unfortunately, MightyKiwi again, it wasn't just his droning, but also that supply block was really brutal as well, right? It's like at the worst possible moment in the middle of an engagement, he just couldn't produce anything. His Hydras were delayed as a result. His Lings were delayed. He also didn't have any scouters, any Lings out on the map to see whether or not there was a move out or even a 3rd base coming. He was playing very, very blind.
It's like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die on my own terms to an honorable macro player.
Smooch, Bobby, but that's just not who Sepheron is, Bobby. David, you're crazy.
Yeah, very well played by Sepheron. I think he did a really good job with that Void Ray, just cleaning out all the map vision, and the DTs definitely threw David off as well. I think just seeing those DTs coming in at the timing that they did, it doesn't really make sense for there to be a charge roll incoming as well, so I can understand why he did get caught off guard by that.
Yeah, definitely. It's just very, very unorthodox there. I mean, the DTs themselves didn't do too much damage, but again, I don't think he was really anticipating that follow-up charge all in, you know, to kind of come together there for Sepheron. And as a result, again, it's a best of 3, mate. We only need uno más, one more for Sepheron to take the entire series.
I'm going to be seeing a PvZ.
Yeah, just making sure that we're not off racing here. No one's pulling a Rainer or a Spirit or a Scarlet
Or
Pez.
Mate,
or
what region are you in?
Or Najur or an Orya or a Chappie. You know, everyone's off racing.
Well, here we go. We are having Cosmic Sapphire. I'm a little perplexed by the maps we got through, but I guess it kind of makes sense considering Sepheron's reputation, as down here in the bottom right hand corner, down 1-0, it is playing for Root Gaming MightyKiwi.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the Australian Protoss player representing team licensed to kill LTK. It is Sepheron.
No 12 full this time.
Yeah, this time David is making drones. This time Sepheron is going for a probe scout.
Yeah, so kind of winning out on that build order roulette in some ways, but at the same time, we do see a 16 pull, I believe this is, going down from MightyKiwi, so he's going to be looking to be very safe against anything cheeky, like a cannon rush or something like that, and this should roughly cancel out with the probe scout.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about this, as I've seen from MightyKiwi, is that whenever he does go for a safety pull first, he also goes for a follow-up gas as well. He delays his hatchery that little bit much more. So because of this, if he does smell weakness, he has the option not to pull out of gas and actually even go for a Bailey nest once he gets link speed.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see on the side of Sepheron, he actually went for a Nexus first into a Forge, so this is an interesting reaction to the pull first. I kind of like it.
Yeah, this is the old school Heart of the Swarm, a Forge, Fast Expand sort of thing, where it's not really something you see too often in competitive play, but it seems like Sepheron is a little bit fond of this. He did this as well previously against MightyKiwi, going for this Forge.
Man, it's something you see a lot on NA. The Nexus first into Forge. I think this is a rocker classic.
Disgusting. The LTK boys, they're spreading their own influence over each other, mate. And I'm worried because with this, we get defensive cannons, as we see, and this does kind of lend really well towards Stargate play into even Void Ray play.
Big game. Yeah, I'm smelling carriers.
Yeah, there's a full wall as
Especially
well.
with the full.
Yeah, oh my god. And with this full wall, it means it's going to be that much more difficult to Bane bust if MightyKiwi does go for it. So very safe play here from Sepheron. Obviously, he's going to be giving up map control. What he lacks is map control. He makes up for it in carriers.
Yeah, so there's a few things about this opening. The one thing that does get really heavily delayed is the tech. So any Stargate is going to be extremely late compared to where it would normally be. And we do see David actually going for an extremely fast lair. So maybe his way of punishing this is going for a Nidus or for Mutas, just to take advantage of that slow Stargate unit.
Yeah, so a couple of things, right? MightyKiwi, he didn't pull out of gas, and he's still not pulling out of gas. So I thought he was going to go for a Bane Bust or something like that, but no, he is going for that lair. Meanwhile, he's already working through these rocks so he can reinforce across the map that much faster. His queen count isn't that high. He's only got 2 queens for the time being. So I'm really curious as well what this is for. If it is for a Nidus or even maybe even Dropper Lords, I don't know.
Asking if it's going to Bane Buster Forge is such an animal.
I've seen it before, Bumpy. I've seen David do it before, actually.
Oh my god. As we do see this Overlord, the positioning does give me these Nidus vibes, so I'm thinking it might be a Ling, I was going to say a Ling Queen Nidus, but with a Hydra Den starting up, could just be this Mia Micah style with a Ling Hydra.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, he's taking the Miyamika style and adding his own flair a little bit to it as well. Interesting. So with 3 gases, he's going to be hitting with his Ling Hydra timing against Void Rays, I really do appreciate this. And MightyKiwi does get confirmation. He does scout those Stargates.
Yeah, he sees that second Stargate going down as well, so he will know it's a constant Void Ray production coming out as we do see Sepheron. He's going to be breaking down his wall, looking to take a third soon.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to slowly expand eventually. Meanwhile, how many Void Rays are we going to make? That's what I'm curious about. We already have one. We've got 2 more on the way. Are we going to commit to the massive Void Ray, or are we going to throw down a faster Fleet Beacon? Still no Fleet Beacon, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it's going to actually be really important for Sepheron to try to find out what MightyKiwi is doing. I think he really does need to get some scouting soon, because looks like this build from MightyKiwi is designed to just never let him take a third.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's going to have so much DPS, so many units on the ground there. Finally, his +1 air attack. Sepheron is headed towards that third base. These Void Rays are going to be able to clear up any Overlords here, and he's going to be moving out across the map. But by that point, is it going to be too late? Because Hydra speed is about to finish.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried for these Void Rays. If these do get caught out in the map against these Hydras, they will evaporate. And here we go. We do see the Hydra's jumping straight on top. Doesn't have that Hydra speed just yet, so a bit of an unfortunate timing there. Won't be able to take down that first Void Ray, and we do see a quick cancel on the third.
Yeah, there we go. Third base is cancelled. Pylon is going to be going down here. We don't have too many Hydras. There's the Fleet Beacon, so Sepheron on 2 bases plans to go into those carriers. Can he get a Void? Ooh.
A little bit of miscontrol there, taking a lot of damage on that Void Ray, but MightyKiwi, he smells blood. He is going straight into the main, going to be attacking that shield battery with the overcharge going down, completely depowering everything.
Man, the Artosis pylon is real. We don't even have a backup pylon on the way, by the way. Those are only shield batteries, but the Void Rays may have enough DPS with the help of these probes. It looks like Sepheron is forcing MightyKiwi back.
Oh, but the Lings are getting on top of the probes, and this is really bad for Sepheron.
And everything is still depowered, by the way. Oh my god, the misclick! Sepheron, he was targeting down his own pylon there with his Void Rays, and that is just a little bit too much. The Lings, they flood on in. GG gets called.
Yeah, GG. We did see that Fleet Beacon was coming up, so a little bit greedy. Doesn't quite get the scout on what MightyKiwi is doing, and MightyKiwi with a great punish. We have a series, 1-1.
Here we go. We do have a series. We are going into that ace match. Oh my god. And yeah, very powerful timing there by MightyKiwi. Sepheron just had no idea. He had 0 scouting information. He didn't send an adept across the map. He didn't have an oracle, didn't have a sentry for like a hallucination. He didn't see anything.
Yeah, really didn't see anything, and that was just a great game plan from MightyKiwi coming into this one. You did say before that Sepheron did that to him in another game, so I'm sure he had a quick look at that, had to think about what he would like to do against that, and came up with a really good build for it.
Yeah, very good build indeed. All off of a pool first, by the way, like a safety pool first. So really cool to see kind of David be able to have a lot of flexibility with that build, with that opener. And now, it all comes down to this. It all comes down to the ace match, which is going to be on... Oh my god.
Oh.
It's going to be on Waterfall.
Oh. Interesting. I think we are going to see... I don't want to put this. Monkeys flinging poop at each other. I think this is going to be a really scrappy game, and I'm looking forward to it.
I like how you're like, how do I
put it delicately?
How do I word this? How do I piece it together in a meaningful way? You're gonna throw poo at each other.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Bobby. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh god. Yeah. Because of a small map, this does kind of favor aggressive play. Man, are we seeing a topple?
Yeah, that's too obvious. I think maybe the same pool first opening and a bit of speedling pressure could be possible. I do think for MightyKiwi that pool first opening is a really good idea just to get some more control over the game, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. 1-1 in this series. Playing for LTK, the Pink Protoss, this is Sepheron.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Waterfall, we have the New Zealand Zerg player himself representing Root Gaming. It is MightyKiwi. And I hope he goes for a pool first.
Yeah. Definitely want to be going for a pull first here. Looks like there's going to be a proxy gateway happening out on the map, and this is not something I see super often against Zerg. It's definitely going to have to be extremely all-in, whatever it is. I'm guessing it might be 2-gate Forge, or maybe even a 4-gate.
Yeah.
Is it the flower?
Yeah, I'm feeling the 4-leaf clover, mate. I'm feeling the flower here. As there we go, we're going to be seeing a 3rd and a 4th gateway. Sepheron is ready for them. Meanwhile, these overlords, are they path to come across this? This one overlord will be outside the natural, but won't go far enough to see the proxy.
Disgusting. Yeah, this is super all in. We do see back at home there is no wall whatsoever. When you go for these kind of gate proxies against Zerg, you do have to go like all the way in because you can't defend your main at all from any Ling run buys.
Yeah.
So you kind of just have to kill them as fast as you can. And this is not the best start for MightyKiwi. He is just about to get vision on this. And there we go, he sees it now.
He sees it, he sees the gateways. He went for a hatch gas pull, by the way, so a very economic opener if the game was to go in a little bit longer. This isn't like an auto lose or anything like that. It just means that MightyKiwi is going to have a bit of a harder time defending against this. He has to be very careful with his army movement. He has to make sure he gets his spines up and running. He may even have to give up his natural base, as Sepheron, as you were saying, is giga all in with this.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough hold. I was actually watching his vision to see when he would see it, and I saw that screen movement pick up a lot when he saw this. I saw the panic.
Oh god, and here we go. Spine. Oh, a spine at the natural. Bold move here, but it could be worth it, especially if Sepheron, yeah, he's going to avoid the natural. Oh no, he's going for it. He does get eyes on that spine crawler and does dive on top of it immediately. Ooh.
Does look like it's going to be a kill, but that does buy him a little bit of time to get this spine up in the main, so I have to think that is why he went for it. These Lings are just going to be dancing back and forth with these Zealots, trying to get whatever pickups they can. Really nice micro so far by MightyKiwi.
Yeah, exactly. He has to be careful not to lose too much. A couple of Lings are going to go down again. The natural base is going to be completely forfeit. We have one spine in the main. We have a second on the way. We have one queen as well. There we go. More spines being thrown down. MightyKiwi may try to time this with the broodlings of the hatchery to get a surround on these Zealots, but no, he's actually going across the map where, as you were saying, there is no wall.
Yeah, I really like this. So he's going to be able to hold it home with the 3 spines, especially if he can get them towards the ramp. Oh, he's not going to be able to, so it's going to be pretty tight. He's going to have some nice drone hold position micro to protect this.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. As you were saying, that he does surround that spine crawl. He has to make sure it survives. It's able to get up and running at the same time. The Lings have broken into the main base of Sepheron. A lot of drones are going down. Ooh.
Yes, looks like a beautiful hold, and the recall is there. Is it going to be in time? It is going to be in time to protect these probes, but I don't know how you continue this game really as Sepheron. He's going to be putting a little bit more pressure on the front, but there's enough Lings to hold these few Zealots.
Yeah, at the same time, Sepheron did kill a lot of drones, though. I mean, MightyKiwi knocked down to only 10. He lost his natural base as well, but he does have better coverage of the ramp, so he should be relatively safe. It's going to be difficult for Sepheron to once again break into the main.
Well, I mean, the problem for Sepheron here is he has to protect his gateways.
Yeah, he has to protect these gateways, and the Zealots, they're trickling in right now, and at the same time, he has to protect his main. There we go, he does get a full wall off.
Yeah, it's a very nice wall. This is going to help him deal with this Ling attack here. You see MightyKiwi going to be charging on there. In there, does have the Ling speed ready to go, and going to be fighting that Zealot for a moment.
Exactly, does back off in, recognizing that he cannot win that fight. At the same time, one of the spines does unburrow, but it looks like we'll be able to get back up and running. Sepheron just checking to confirm, okay, you are still only on one base.
Yeah, that's right. We do see a gas going down for Sepheron as well, so is looking to tech a little bit further in, but MightyKiwi, this is his element. He loves playing with this small number of Lings, and he is going to be able to start putting some damage on the gateway. There's going to be this constant kind of back and forth game where he's threatening the Zealots that are alone, he's threatening the gateways, and then he's threatening the minerals in the main, and it does look like Sepheron just going to give up his gateways.
Yeah, the gateways are all going to go down. That is the production of Sepheron. Instead, he takes to the skies. He's going for a Stargate follow-up instead to get into Void Rays. But right now, MightyKiwi does have a lot of freedom to freely drone and actually get his natural up and running.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm a little bit worried for MightyKiwi here. He doesn't have much anti-air. It's just the one queen at the moment, so we need to see some more queens or maybe some spores coming out of him if he can work out what's happening here.
Yeah.
He should be a little bit suspicious that the game is still going. there's not too many other things that could be keeping Sepheron in this game, to be honest.
Sepheron is going for a ninja base as well. Nothing shoots up at the moment, so MightyKiwi needs to go in for a scout with this Overlord, needs to figure out what's going on. All the Zealots are all going to be thrown away here, so a decent pick off here for MightyKiwi. But again, he still needs to get eyes on what is happening, whether it's the ninja base and whether it's that Stargate.
Yeah, I mean, that does keep him busy, but that means that the Lings now can go across the map, and they're going to be able to see this Void Ray as it comes out if it, well, yeah, he's going to be able to see the Void Ray because it has to defend.
Yeah, it really does. There are no more Zealots left on the map. The Lings are going to crash into that pylon wall. The Void Ray reveals itself, and now MightyKiwi has time to make queens and make spores.
Yeah, we see 2 queens going down straight away, and the thing is, these Lings actually keep the Void Ray pinned back at home.
Yeah, because there are no gateways. There's no warp gate. There's like, if the Void Ray ever leaves, then the wall won't be a wall anymore.
Yeah, and we do see these Lings are going to maneuver around to dodge out the Void Ray. So Void Ray going across the map, and yeah, I do worry. We do see Forge coming up. We see an extra Void Ray as well. So Sepheron going to look to hold down his bases with cannons, and I think that will be effective. But once MightyKiwi sees those cannons going down, he will know he's free to expand.
Yeah, and right now, that second Void Ray is still a ways off. The first cannon has now started. What's important is that Sepheron has gotten away with this ninja base so far. He can go for a bit of a recall, and he recalls actually his Void Ray back home.
Yeah, recalling the Void Ray just to save these pylons, but I think MightyKiwi is just going to commit on them.
Yeah, he takes down 2 of the pylons in the end. These Lings are going to get cleaned up here, as we did see a recall on that Void Ray. It means that Sepheron won't be able to recall to saturate this ninja base.
As we just see, this probe's going to be pulled away, so they're going to be transferred to that base, and the Overlord's going to see it.
Yeah,
oh,
the
no.
Overlord's going to...
That's a big mistake.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the Void Ray's running position. MightyKiwi, he should be fully aware. Hold up, what is happening here? Why are there probes coming towards the bottom right-hand corner of the map? Oh, God, so the jig is up. The jig should be up.
Yeah, that's right. But meanwhile, we see that second Stargate going down. We see the +1 air attack on the way, and if I'm a Zerg, I'm a little bit worried here, because this is where games can be lost, where they feel like they were completely won.
You're not wrong. I mean, we have spores. We should be getting a lair soon. That's maybe the biggest thing that we're missing here for MightyKiwi. The queen count is looking quite strong. We have spying crawlers. Like, there's no way that these Void Rays get out of hand, right?
I don't know. We see that fleet beacon going down as well. We see extra cannons, and oh, we are seeing some nice probe micro, but doesn't quite get the deny on the surface area on the cannon. This cannon is just going to be saved by the Void Rays coming home.
Oh my God, exactly. And only 3 probes went down. This could have been a lot worse. There we go. A couple more cannons, a couple more shield batteries are on the way. MightyKiwi has finally found that ninja base, so he can try and threaten it, especially with some banelings. But Sepheron does have it up and running, and economically, like, he is keeping up with MightyKiwi.
Yeah, we're seeing the lair, we're seeing the banelings and the Evo coming down, but Sepheron has managed to make a game out of what was a pretty rough situation there, and these Void Rays are going to be able to put a lot of pressure across the map. It's going to be important for MightyKiwi to keep up with the rotations using with his queens.
Yeah, exactly. We've got 6 queens here to rotate between the bases. We do have spores, but they're not in position to deal with Void Rays, so a couple of Void Rays are going to, a couple of Overlords are going to get picked off, maybe even a queen as well if MightyKiwi isn't careful.
We hear that beautiful sound that all Zerg players do love. That is the sound of your lair being taken down.
That is the sound of Zergs dying, puppy. Oh my God. 3 Overlords just went down, and this actually heavily supply blocks MightyKiwi. Now with enough Void Rays, honestly, he can deny this 4th base as well. The Queens are having a hard time rotating over, and I think it's going to be a little bit too late.
Yeah, we do see this coming back here, so that base is going to be denied. The Queens are there in time. Get the transfuse on the drone as well, very cute, but these Void Rays can just keep bouncing between the main and the 4th here, and they're going to be such a nuisance to deal with.
They really are. Meanwhile, MightyKiwi actually goes for a little bit of a Bane runway. Oh my God, 9 workers are going to be going down, 10 workers in total. Not bad at all. And this is going to keep him in this, even though he's been struggling to expand here. Crippling the economy is going to slow Sepheron down.
At the same time, we do see Sepheron back at home is getting his natural up as well. Going to be transferring some more probes over to that base, so actually getting into quite a healthy economy here.
Yeah, you know, he's got 2 Stargates, he's got the fleet beacon, carriers have arrived, puppy, aye. The creep is looking quite good for MightyKiwi, but not towards the edges of the map, and that's where Sepheron is headed. Ooh, there is a spore here in position. Hydras are coming out. It looks like these, yeah, the Voids won't find any damage here.
Yeah, they are defected by the Queens, and that timing works out quite nicely for MightyKiwi as well. Isn't going to get those Hydras scattered just yet, and that is going to help him have a little bit of equal defense on both sides of the map as well.
Yeah, he's got the Queens on one end, he's got the Hydras on another. It means that MightyKiwi should get this fourth up and running unhindered and uncontested. Meanwhile, the Void Ray count and the carrier count are getting higher and higher, and the longer this game goes on, the more worried I am for MightyKiwi, but he is looking to hit a bit of a timing here.
Yeah, these Queens really need to get out there, get spreading that creep. The creep's going to be incredibly important for making this style work.
Oh, they're getting a couple of hits off on the carriers. This fourth base is under threat, but there's no mining here, by the way. MightyKiwi, I think he's done droning. Oh.
Yeah, a lot of transfuses going down, so he's going to be punishing Sepheron for taking this base. Takes out one of the Void Rays, but we do see the recall going down as he sees these Hydra numbers, and I think these Hydras are ready now to commit on that proxy base of Sepheron.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're not necessarily all in. I do feel like this base is relatively undefended. We have one cannon, we have one shield. By the way, the Hydras, they stutter step forward here, and they're going to be able to focus everything down.
Yeah, we see a full commitment going down. We're going to be seeing a lot of these Void Rays going down. The probes are being pulled. We see MightyKiwi just stuttering to get away from them, but that's every single Void Ray going down. That count is reset and just going to be carriers for him to deal with now.
Yeah, I don't know who came out on top there. Looking at the units lost tab, that was 18 Hydras for four Void Rays. That was a lot of Hydras. That was a lot of gas. And the carrier count is still looking strong. Like, I'm very conflicted about that fight.
Yeah, I mean, it does reset the Void count, so it's going to help if he goes into carriers, like, corruptors, I guess, but that seems a long way away, and we are seeing he's committing with the Queens. I'm a little bit worried about this move for MightyKiwi. I actually really don't like it, to be honest.
Oh my god, I mean, there are only 3 carriers we have in overcharge. It's possible that the interceptors are going to get cleaned up here because of the Hydra count. We have Lings flooding out to reinforce as well, but every Queen gets thrown away.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Oh, exactly. And now, like, any advantage that MightyKiwi had, it looks like he's trying to transition. We have a fourth base on the way. He's droning. It looks like he himself doesn't feel like he can break this third.
Yeah, and the problem for him now is we are seeing 3 carriers coming out at a time, and he's just not really going to be able to deny this fourth from coming up from Sepheron. So he's in a really rough spot now, and he's still a long way away from Corruptors, from Vipers, from Infestors, all these kind of units that you need for dealing with a very high carrier count. Yeah,
I do think that he pulled the trigger here at this Ninja base too soon. I think he needed more Lings to just soak up the damage and to buffer for all of those Hydras. The problem with these Hydra pushes is that they're very expensive and they're very committed, and he didn't deal any economic damage, and now this carrier count is getting insane. He's got 7 carriers.
Yeah, and he just lost 5 full energy Queens, and with this strategy to make this work, these kind of Hydra pushes, you need creep at the door of their bases so that you can put spores there. We are going to see a little bit of a Bane run by, but it looks like there's more than enough cannons to deal with this.
Yeah, the cannons are here. Bailey's forced to commit into the cannons instead at the same time. You were talking about it. We have the creep. We have the spores. Like, this isn't a bad position. We don't have any spellcasters, don't get us wrong, but despite that, like, we still have a lot of anti-air.
Yeah, good amount of anti-air there. He's going to be betting in a few of those interceptors starting that fight off, but there are plenty of shield batteries and cannons at the base here, and this is going to be a pretty difficult fight. We do see some transfuses going down. We see the Banelings getting some connections, but the numbers of Hydras are getting decimated.
Yeah, exactly. Fighting without the support of the spores just wasn't really the play there. We have a couple of transfuses coming in. It looks like, again, with the help of the spores, MightyKiwi can take a fight. He was able to get a couple of those probes, but didn't really get into the mineral line.
Yeah, and we do see a lot of those interceptors going down, so there might be a small window here, but I think he just lost too many Hydras, and this carrier count is insane. I don't think MightyKiwi can keep up with this.
Yeah, exactly. And again, he realizes it himself. We have an infestation pit on the way, and we have another hatchery as well. The problem is, again, that all of this tech is very late because MightyKiwi never intended the game to go this long. These are kind of like plan Cs, and because of that, Sepheron is just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, my worry here is if MightyKiwi takes another bad fight and loses some Hydras, Sepheron's just going to be able to move across the map with these carriers, and is never really going to be able to be dealt with. We do see his Banelings coming in, but once again, there's so many cannons here.
So many cannons being at the same time. A lot of Hydras are going down as well. He does pull back to the assistance of all these spores, and there we go. He's going to be able to take down a lot of these interceptors. And 6 probes did go down, so at least again he is dealing some damage. But that was a lot of banelings.
Yeah, that was a lot of banelings that went down. Does open up the path to a Ling run by, but I just don't know if he has the money to be making those kind of moves. And Sepheron's just going to take the fight. The interceptors, the count is really not going down, and he's starting to get towards that critical mass where Hydras are just not going to be able to deal with this.
Yeah, the spores have been broken. The interceptors are pushing on forward. Oh, a lot of drones going down as well as they were trying to fortify this position with more spores. And now, MightyKiwi, his bases have been compromised. There's nothing to stop Sepheron from just moving forward.
Yeah, MightyKiwi just does not have enough to deal with this carrier count.
Yeah, exactly. There are just too many carriers here. The Queens and the Hydras are falling one after the other. Without the support of the spores, there just is no backbone to this army. And Sepheron, against the odds, he takes down Peppy. He takes down David, mate. It's happening. This base is gone.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. These interceptors can just keep on rebuilding. There's a very healthy economy back at home for Sepheron, and meanwhile, MightyKiwi just desperately trying to get Hydras out, but he does not have the critical mass, doesn't have anywhere near the numbers that he needs, and this is the end for his run in the ANZ Champs Qualifier 1.
Yeah, exactly. This is the lower bracket. This is the final life. GG gets called. Sepheron takes the series 2-1.
I'm vomiting in my mouth. Absolutely disgusting Protoss play coming out there, but very well played. And MightyKiwi just being a little bit wasteful with his attacks, didn't ever quite get them to sync up the way that he wanted. Kind of wanted these 1-2 punches where he would first take out the static and then come in with an overwhelming amount of units, but it just never quite timed out that way.
Yeah, it did feel like MightyKiwi was just a little bit too antsy, like a little bit too he just really wanted to be in the face of Sepheron, and I don't blame him. He really wanted to break in and kill his opponent, but it felt like he just kept attacking too soon, just a little bit too soon, before he was really ready for a fight, before he had the Lings to reinforce, or the Queens coming in as well to support the army, or just even being more patient with the creeps, so actually he can make use of those spores a little bit more offensively instead of defensively. Yeah. GG.
Yeah, GG's. The ideas were sound, but yeah, the execution not quite there. Sepheron taking some really nice trades, and those trades eventually do add up, and when you get to that critical mass of carriers, Hydras just aren't going to cut it. So GG, and we do see Sepheron will be moving on to the qualifying game.
Oh, exactly. He moves on to the best of 5, where Starduck has been patiently waiting. We are going to be getting into a PvP of all things. I'm sure Starduck is very surprised. He was expecting a Zerg player. I will say that. I do know that from Starduck. So yeah, for a Protoss to come up instead, I'm sure he's pretty happy about that.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an upset for Sepheron to be coming through to this upper bracket to the final match this way, making his way through two very, very strong Zerg players. So yeah, this is going to be a fascinating series. I do think that Starduck is slightly favored here, but when it comes to PvP and when it comes to a cheesy player in PvP, nothing is guaranteed.